does it mean? I think for most people it means a man with many wives. But this isn't true. I think we should look into this and find out the real meaning of polygamy. If we do a quick Google search on polygamy and its definition, what we find that comes up is that polygamy is the practice or custom of having more than one wife or husband at the same time. Traditionally, we've always thought of it as the husband having more than one wife. But apparently we can see that this is not true. However, if we look up what is popularly thought as the opposite, polyandry, and its definition, we find this. Polyandry is polygamy in which a woman has more than one husband. That's right. It still is polygamy, but it's where a woman has more than one husband. The opposite of polyandry is not polygamy, but polygyny. And the definition of polygyny is this. It is polygamy in which a man has more than one wife. Now that we have our definition straight, I want you, the viewer, to understand that I am maintaining the title of this video as polygamy, just to appease the popular mindset. But the question that you might be asking is, how does this fit in with MGTOW, or men going their own way? Polygamy initially seems like a bad idea to most Western men, or men going their own way. When I first came to Indonesia and learned that polygamy or polygyny was still commonly practiced, my Western male mind automatically rejected it. Of course, being married and divorced before to only one woman, that to me was bad enough. I used to think, why would you want to have more than one wife? I mean, could you imagine getting divorced by 3 women instead of 1? Could you imagine having to support more than one woman, especially if they all have kids? And what if some of those children are not your own? But the local males here in Indonesia always held in their minds that it was a viable option, even though modern global culture seemed to shun the idea of polygamy. Because the laws in the West, in regards to marriage and divorce, seem to churn married life, even to one woman, into a nightmare and a risk, polygamy for the Western male mind has been disenfranchised and sold as impotent. But how we may have been deceived. I would like to take a journey through my thoughts with you to try and make a connection between polygamy or polygyny and men going their own way. So where do we start? Well, let's start with the so-called institution that defines any kind of man-woman relationship in this age. Marriage. And if you're living with a girl, let's just call it marriage. This will be point number 1 on the MGTOW road to polygamy.